What's going on, everybody? This is Living in Arizona Now, and today we are going to talk about the impact this inflation, this record high inflation that we're having across the United States is having on people who are living here in Arizona. I'm going to encourage you guys all to share your experience in the comments, and the reason is because this is a place where people can actually share their story and get information out there with other people. We're obviously feeling a big impact from this. I know personally I am feeling it. It seems like everything is up 20 to 30% compared to where it was. I work in travel. Hotel rooms that were once $150 feel like they're now $200 to $300 per night. I don't know how much of an inflation that is on hotel accommodation, but airfare appears to be up $100 more across the board. Sure, there's cheap flights out there. Please, guys, let me know if you can hear me clearly. Yesterday we had an issue, so if you guys can hear me and there's no echo, please do let me know. But here we are hiking. This is one of the best things that I can do is get out in nature and get away from all of the riffraff that we're seeing. But I want to talk about this because we've put this to poll. We've got people in the community saying, hey, why aren't you talking about this more? Some people say, why are you talking about this stuff? Others are saying, why don't you talk about it more? I think it's a really important subject to discuss because it's having an impact on all of us. Let's go ahead and dive in here and take a look, though. All right, so what we have going on here on our poll, if we just look, recently we posted this about, let's see, I think 10 minutes ago. It's already got 78 votes. I said, with record high inflation hitting Arizona, what is impacting you the most? 41% say gas prices, 12% housing costs, 1% say debt. So this debt isn't even the real big kicker here. It's just the inflation. 46% of people said it's all of the above. But the big thing is gas prices. People know that the high gas prices are what's driving up cost everywhere. And people are kind of concerned because they're like, why did this administration make the decisions early on in the 2021 when they took office to do the things they did with oil? And people said it was an accident. They said it was on purpose. And this isn't to point fingers. I'm not trying to get political with it, but there were some very key decisions that were made about oil and gas that are now impacting us. And people blew this to the side and said, there's no way this is going to have an impact. And if there is an inflation, it's going to be very minuscule. That didn't happen. We are definitely seeing record high gas prices, and there's nothing you can really hide behind. There's nothing that anyone can say, because if we look at gas prices as per AAA, you can see Arizona's average gas price, $5.31, just behind California, but Arizona is one of the highest, okay? If you're driving a diesel vehicle right now, you're not really having a very good time. I see you guys in the comments, Deb, Scott. What's going on, Scott? And I see 280 Zone. How's it going? You guys like this cowboy hat? Yeah, it's it works for me. I mean, it's comfortable, actually. I actually like wearing cowboy hats. I got this one at one of those places down by Tucson. It's leather. But anyway, gas prices are really impacting people, and it is definitely playing a big factor. But again, we're going back to this whole idea. Why did they make those decisions to cancel the Keystone Pipeline, to also cut down on the oil production that we were doing here in the United States? For a long time, the United States was the largest oil producer in the United States, or in the world. We were basically energy independent. And then we became more dependent on other countries for oil, and Saudi Aramco became the most valuable company in the world. This has nothing to do with politics. This is just what happened. The gas prices at the price they are right now has nothing to do with politics, has everything to do with that's literally the price of gas. So people who get upset when you talk about high gas prices and what led to the high gas prices, you have to look at cause and effect, because when you do something, there is an effect, and that's what we saw with the gas prices. So when the administration came in going after oil and gas, yeah, we're seeing an effect on that. CNN has now even turned on the administration, it appears. Fact check. This is CNN Politics right here. Biden falsely claims U.S. has fastest growing economy in the world. So they're even saying, actually, no, we can't really turn a blind eye to this. And CNN has always been loyal to this administration. And so the fact that they're starting to turn on the administration tells you something right there. But what is going on here with the gas prices? Well, Why the average gas price is at $4.99 a gallon and how high will it go? CNN Business is saying, get ready because it's going to keep going up. We haven't seen the top of gas prices, so that's concerning. If you go on to Newsweek right here, U.S. economy slump while China, others soar. Study. This is actually hitting Arizona the hardest, and the reason we're talking about it here in Arizona is because we've seen Arizona actually go from a very affordable place with cost of living to, you could see, this is just on a metrics they have. Total, Arizona ranks 106, U.S. 100. So we're well above the national average for overall cost of living. Housing, we're now above the national average. You can live in many other places more affordably than Arizona. Utilities, we have higher utility costs, higher grocery costs. The only areas where we actually are doing fairly reasonable, which I don't even think we're going to hold this much longer, transportation, because it's like all you can really do in Arizona is drive. So that means if we're paying more for gas prices, transportation costs are going to go up. So we're going to probably lose our ranking on that. Healthcare, okay, maybe we're affordable for healthcare, but I don't know. I mean, healthcare in Arizona or anywhere in this country is really not that great. Let's be honest about that. I mean, it's got to get to a point where everyone kind of says, hey, enough's enough. We need to change the leadership because the leadership that we have right now is not working out. I mean, what happened to the talent in this country? It seems like we have more lawyers than we have engineers. I mean, there's so many people out there trying to get a big settlement on all these different cases, but it's like, all these people trying to stir up dust and kick up dust and problems, stir the pot. What about the people who are building things and making this country great? Because what does America even produce at this point? And it's gotten to a point where we'd rather, gossip and complain than actually get out there and build cool things and do awesome stuff. And that's affecting our country. Yes, that's what I do. I actually go on here and talk. But hey, these are the things that the mainstream media isn't talking about. So people tune into these alternative media sources and talk about this stuff because the mainstream is completely, totally sold out. So we have other countries outpacing us, like China, even Europe. And you start to wonder at some point, is this by design? Like, are they intentionally doing this or are they incompetent leaders? And I think it's got to get to a point where no matter what the answer to that is, the leadership in the country has to change. We have, I think, Mitch McConnell's 80 years old. Nancy Pelosi's 80 years old. Joe Biden's 80 years old. We have like three of those top positions in our government, people who are over 80. And I have nothing against 80. I love 80-year-olds. I think they're really awesome. You can learn from them. But, most 80-year-olds, like my grandfather, when he got to 80, he could at least admit he lost a step. He wasn't the same guy he was when he was 55 or 60. And so being that our country is being led by people who are in their 80s, it's kind of concerning because here's a couple reasons to think about. What does someone in their 80s have to benefit from the future? They're not invested in the future. I mean, they would have to deeply care about the future of this country. Yes, they might, but they're not the ones who have to live with the repercussions or the ramifications of the decisions that they're making. But 60-year-old person or a 55-year-old person who's going to live for another 20 to 30 years has to really consider that. But if we're being led by 80-year-olds, that might be actually a reason why some people got really, really rich during this last cycle that we had from 2020, 2021, 2022, where Wall Street went way up. Some people got really wealthy, but it came at a detriment where basically a large debt now got impounded on the youth of this country. And so we're seeing a big problem with this. Thank you to the 48 people who are smashing the like button. So if you're out there watching, smash that like button. Someone said, or Deb said, I was going to move back, but priced out. Yeah, people are getting priced out of Arizona. What did someone say? It's time for, okay, I'm not going to say that because I don't want to get too crazy. What's going on, Firefly? All right, so the next thing we're going to talk about is several factors are converging to push the gas higher. They keep blaming it on Russia. But at what point in time are they going to really say, well, when this administration came into office, one of the first things they did was go after oil and gas, and basically they bottlenecked it. And they created a supply and demand shortage. And when you bottleneck something, even if it's like the diamond industry. I don't know if you guys know this, but diamonds are actually in abundance. There's a lot of diamonds out there, but they bottleneck the industry, which artificially keeps the price of diamonds very high. But there's a lot more diamonds that exist out there, but they have to artificially keep it low, bottlenecked, because that keeps the supply and demand in check, which causes the price of diamonds to be very high. But diamonds don't need to be that high. They did the same kind of thing where they bottlenecked the gas industry, and that's what's causing this problem. There's plenty of gas, oil and gas out there, opportunities out there, but we're not seeing the benefit of it. So I just wanted to make this video really quickly to talk about this subject, see what you guys say. Let's take a look at our poll to see what they're saying. And if we update it one more time here, you can see what the results are with record high inflation hitting Arizona. What is impacting you the most? People said gas prices and all of the above for housing costs and debt. So thank you to everyone who crushed the likes. I just wanted to get this video out there. Hopefully someone says something that's reasonable to help, drive conversation in the comments. A lot of you say great things. It's just whenever you do say those comments, it drives the conversation after the video has been published. And the more information you give, the more the conversation gets out there and we could share information. But the big thing is, Main Street is convinced that a recession will hit the U.S. economy this year. This is not fear-mongering. This is not peddling fear. This is saying, hey, guys, this is what's likely going to happen. I mean, here's Forbes right here. If you look right here, there are two very different kinds of recessions, and the U.S. is likely headed for something totally different than 2008. So yes, it won't look like 2008, but it's going to be something big, and it's hitting people here in Arizona because we have record high inflation in housing. So let me know what you guys think in the comments, and we will see you guys on the next one. And I can make videos about subjects that are relatable to you guys. Thanks to 73 people who hit the likes, by the way, and we'll see you guys on the next one.